Me is the digital cockpit. It's easily configurable. The left side of the steering wheel here. View button makes the instrument clusters in terms of the speed and RPMs bigger or smaller, just by a tap of the button. If you look at the top of the screen there, those are like tabs on a computer with the arrows here to the left or right. Just clicking those will arrow over to different screens to allow for different information to appear. It's going to be various different consumption settings, also some driver's assistance here, traffic sign recognition. That would be for your adaptive cruise control. Middle screen, easily change radio stations, and to move through these different settings, I'm using this scroll bar right here to the up or down. Clicking makes a selection, and this also works similar when you're on your map view. So if you're using onboard navigation, just clicking over to the furthest right screen right there, it's going to bring up the onboard nav. So if you're using this onboard navigation, put in a destination, it gives you route by route instructions right in front of your face. Also speaks to the speakers to give you directions. This is all configurable with this side of the steering wheel. Right here, you have your volume controls, up, down, mute, just to press down. You can press down on this little scroll bar just like you can on this one. This would be speak to talk or speak to text. If you hold it down for 1 second, it accesses the onboard navigation system and or media system. If you hold it down for 3 seconds, it's going to activate Siri on your phone if you're connected to Bluetooth, or also Apple CarPlay. These are going to be your two main screens. You will control the majority of the features of the vehicle with this top screen. It is touchscreen, however it has a haptic and acoustic feedback. This is designed primarily for people that like buttons, and they didn't want to go away with buttons, so this enables you to have a button feel on a touchscreen. So when you make a selection, it gives you feedback. Let's see if I can have this appear without the radio. So basically it vibrates on the screen slightly, you hear a click, and then you also get a visual confirmation that you've made a selection, whether it be here, and it's very similar to your phone setup. So this would be the home screen. This vehicle does have different drive modes that you can choose to drive in. Go to drive select here, for instance. You have comfort, auto, dynamic, individual. These settings are going to affect how high or low the RPMs are running, and also the screen. Just had a text pop up there. Let me get off there. I'll get to the Apple CarPlay in just a moment. Go back to vehicle. All right. Like I was saying, it's going to affect how high or low the RPMs are running in terms of if you want more pep from a stop when you're trying to get up and go, or if you want, just round town driving, it'll be real smooth upon first acceleration. For instance, individual allows you to customize how you want your drive and steering. Balanced for sport. For drive, it's going to control how high or low the RPMs are running, and also steering. So for instance, if you want to put it in a comfortable steering mode, it's going to loosen up the steering. If you put it in a sport setting for your steering, it's going to tighten it up. It'll give you a tighter feel on your steering to allow for a little bit more of a sensitive movement of the steering wheel, less play, I would say. And then let's go over here to CarPlay, like I was interrupted with before. So this vehicle has wireless CarPlay, so I don't have to have my phone plugged into a USB port or a lightning cable or anything like that. It connects very similarly to Bluetooth. So all I have to do is hit the phone here, Apple CarPlay here, and then my phone pops up. So if you're a fan of using Waze for navigation, or also your Apple Maps, you can do that here. Just input a destination, and it works just like that. However, if you are using your phone's navigation as opposed to the onboard nav, it's not going to appear on the screen. These maps right here are only for onboard navigation and won't use for Apple CarPlay maps. Okay, so I'll go back here. These are all icons very similar to the setup on an Android or iPhone. If you want to drag and place them into an area that you would use them most often, you can drag and place them just like you would on your phone. Just hold down for 3 seconds, it'll vibrate, then you can drag and place wherever you want, and then you just hit done. You're done with that. Various different settings here. Move down to our bottom screen here. These are going to be thermostat controls. You have dual climate. You can either tap the plus or the minus for the haptic and acoustic feedback, or you can slide similar to a phone. It still gives you some feedback there as well. Same thing on this side for your passenger. Up, down, slide it. And then also this is going to access the rear. That appears on the top screen. So you can have a heated steering wheel that's part of the cold weather package. You can even set your rear climate, or you can turn it all off. That's there. This little top bar on this bottom screen here, this is going to be your lane keep assistant. It'll give you a correction back into your lane whenever you drift out of it. It's not going to overpower you, so if you just don't like using your blinker and you like to move over lanes, you'll just feel a slight urge to pull you back over, but it's not going to prevent you from moving lanes. However, if you do turn on your blinker, it releases that side, so that way you can easily move over lanes without it trying to give you a correction back over. It's easily turned off just with the press of a button. This right here is going to be for that rear screen I was talking about for the back window pane. I'll show you. With the press of that button, it just retracts all the way down. This little middle tab right here on the bottom top screen, just going to be available for shortcuts, stuff that you would normally use on the top screen that you can access real quick right here on the bottom screen with a touch of this button. And then this is going to be for your garage controls. You can program your garage there. So over here on the back left side of the steering wheel, kind of get a good angle on it here. This little bottom lever is going to be controlling your adaptive cruise control. You can store the distance you want to keep between the car ahead of you and the car you're driving. This is going to set it, and flipping it forward and back is going to be increasing the speed and distance. So it is also customizable. Sorry about that. If you go to settings and then go to general, let's see here. Ooh, that's the wrong one. We'll go to vehicle. And then you can go to driver's assistance here, and you can choose the level of driver's assistance you would like to have on the vehicle, whether it be individual, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to have on and what not. I'm going to turn this one back on. And then you can just have these presets. So this is maximum and this is basic, but individual allows you to customize, kind of similar to the customizable mode on the individual drive select. All right. This would be your radio here. It does have the Bang & Olufsen 3D sound system, so I'm going to see if I can find a good song here to kind of give you a good representation of the, let's see here, ZZ Top. That might be a good one. Let's see. It's that easy. There's a few other features and you know, bits of driver's assistance I'd like to go over with you, but it's easier done while I'm driving, and we have cut back our support staff, so I don't have anyone to videotape a test drive. But the vehicle is extremely quiet while driving, very smooth. It's got a 6-cylinder turbocharged engine.